So today we're going to be using the beef stroganoff packet from the February Epic box and the lemon chicken orzo from the February Epic box, just getting around to them. But we're actually going to be making a creamy mushroom sauce chicken with the beef stroganoff. And we're going to be making the lemon gnocchi with the lemon chicken orzo. So some ingredients are similar, but in general they all go really well together. We've had both of these dishes separate, and when we were kind of going through our meal plan for the week, we figured these two would go really well together because at least the way we make the gnocchi, we add mushrooms to it. So if I already got mushrooms out, may as well just use all the mushrooms. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is get all of the mushrooms in the pans behind me. So I didn't think you'd want to wait to watch me cut up my mushrooms, but it calls for the chicken mushroom sauce dish using the beef stroganoff, calls for 2 cups of mushrooms. And I'm just going to add a little bit of oil to the pan. Clearly I have, this is our 4-cup prep bowl. As far as I'm concerned, mushrooms go down to like half their size. So I have a whopping 4 cups here, but I'll probably get like a cup and a half when they're done. So we've got our mushrooms in, we've got our oil in. We're going to get that warmed up and then we're going to toss our mushrooms in. So for the chicken dish, where are we going? This way. For the chicken dish that we're going to be doing, you're going to take your chicken breast, and they actually end up calling it chicken steaks. I don't make the rules, I just follow them. So what we've done is we've taken our chicken breasts, and I pre-cut off the fat and stuff like that. It doesn't matter really how much I spend on chicken breasts, I'm still cutting off fat, it seems. But anyway, that's a side issue. So what you do is you take your chicken breast, have them not stick together. Is that how you were? Yeah, probably something like that. Nope, this way. I don't know, at one point they were, oh, there we go. So you take your chicken breast, I just kind of fold it off to the side, and you're just going to slice it on through. Whoa. And so that way you actually end up with 6 chicken steaks to do this dish with. So it can actually feed 4 to 6 people depending on how many servings you want. With our household, these 3 chicken breasts cut like this will feed the 4 of us that we need to feed. So that's for the chicken dish. We've got our 4 and a bit cups of mushrooms. I have white and cremini mushrooms in there. Nothing super fancy, kind of hearty to go into the mushroom sauce dish. And then once everything's kind of cooked up, we're going to make our sauce and we're going to slap in some sour cream and we're Lee and Perrins at the end. That'll all go in. So it's super simple with the ingredients. You've got your chicken, your mushrooms, sour cream, Lee and Perrins, and then obviously your beef stroganoff packet to round out that sauce. On this side, we're going to be doing a gnocchi dish. And so all we need for that is a cup of milk. Cup of half and half. You can definitely use milk if you prefer, or a non-dairy alternative if that's what you need to do. But we have a cup of half and half. We will end up adding another half cup of water. I'll get it when I need it. And then in here, for no rhyme or reason, I have oyster and shiitake mushrooms to go in with the gnocchi. I feel like it's more of a gentle sauce. It's not as thick or anything like that, so I feel like it mixes well with like the fancier mushrooms. But seriously, by all means, you don't need to be crazy like me when it comes to your mushrooms. You can use white for everything. It's not a problem. So those will be going in with our gnocchi and our sauce also just being cooked in the wok. So how are we doing here? All right. So I'm going to dump in all of my mushrooms. So roughly 4 cups. This is our 4-cup prep bowl. Those are all just going to go in and cook down for a little bit. And same thing, I'm just going to pop these in for a little bit. There we go. Turn that down a little bit. All right, so those are in. So now we can reuse this bowl. And we're just going to mix literally this seasoning packet of beef stroganoff with 1 3/4 cup water. So this is a recipe that's absolutely on the Epicure website. It's also a recipe that comes with the QR code with the Epic box, because this was in the February Epic box. And what Epicure tries to do is give you options on how to use something you may already have purchased. So you may have had the lemon chicken. By the time you get this in the Epic box, maybe you've already had lemon chicken orzo 3, 4, 5, 6 times because it was brand new and you're like, yes, I need this in my life. And then you got really sick of it really fast because it was your be-all to end-all for dinner options. But then you get the Epic box and you get the QR code and you look at all these other things that you can do. There we go. Turn that down just a little bit more. And you realize that it's like completely bringing everything back to life for you. So now we can use it as a side dish. So I've got my bowl again. I can reuse that. I totally have notes, and you will see them because they are blue. The reason I've got Post-its is because I'm using my phone. But if I wasn't using my phone, all of these recipes, all of these ingredients, everything you need to make these dishes is on my website, askcooks.ca. Just Google whatever you're looking for. So gnocchi, mushroom, it'll pull them up for you. You'll just click on recipes and go down from there. So because I've only made these each once, I don't want to mess it up. So that was my cup of half and half. Give me 1 second here. And a cup of water. And my seasoning packet. I can hear my mushrooms. There we go. So we've got that in. Obviously, I'm serving this to my family. I don't mind about cross-contamination. Please be cautious in your own kitchen if you need to be. I'm just going to mix this up with the same whisk. Alright, so my mushrooms have been in for a little bit on the chicken side of things. So I'm going to mix them up a little bit and I'm going to add my chicken in. Give me 1 moment here. I want to make sure, perfect. I just want to make sure I wasn't supposed to add an extra ingredient into that. Whoop. Might help if I have a little something here. There we go. Alright. So it says to cook your chicken for about 2 to 3 minutes each side. And then we're actually going to pull it out, put it on a side plate, and cook the sauce for a little bit. So for now, I've just got them laying in here. I've just got my mushrooms tucked to the side a little bit. I will say I do like my mushrooms probably a little more, I don't know, sauteed than some people. My husband basically drops them in, pulls them out, and says they're done. They're not. I want them cooked. Mushrooms are one of the few vegetables that I enjoy cooked. If you've seen me before, I tend to not really cook vegetables. It's a lot of, we'll do all this and then have a salad on the side. Alright, just give me half a second, guys. I gotta rinse this. This being my hand. Alrighty, got this going. Perfect. Alright, so we've got our mushrooms in here for the gnocchi dish. I've got them just, I'm certainly not like sauteing the junk out of them, but they've definitely been in here for a little bit. I can turn this up a little bit more. So what we're going to add to the gnocchi dish is gnocchi. I know, shocker. So you've got this all mixed up. This was just a cup of half and half a cup of water, and then our mushrooms are already in there doing their thing. What one of these sides had a tear here and I'm not going to be able to find it, am I? Nope, we're going to slice it. Just to be safe, although I say just to be safe, and I'm hoping I don't get my finger. So now these, nothing fancy. You can definitely get something fancy if you want. But these are just normal potato gnocchi from President's Choice. They're going in with this. There it is. All right, get that bowl as clean as I can. All right, so what we're gonna do for the gnocchi dish is bring it up to a boil. So I've got it turned up a little more. I'm gonna swap my things here. Flip my chicken. Now I will say not all dishes obviously work well trying to balance back and forth. These two I knew would be just fine because really once you get them in the pan, you're not doing anything but stirring. Right. So we cooked up some mushrooms, dumped in the gnocchi and the seasoning mixture. We're going to bring it to a boil. Then we're going to lower it to a simmer until it thickens up a little bit with the sauce. That's it. The pan's doing most of the work for us. We just have to wait for it to boil and thicken. The chicken dish does take a little more finessing because it has a few extra steps, but nothing too crazy. We don't need that one anymore. Woo! I have like a monstrous cookie sheet just relaxing over my sink and it doesn't seem to want to be there, so I apologize if it ends up clunking into my sink. All right, so we've got the beef stroganoff that we're using to make a creamy mushroom sauce to go on our chicken with 4 cups of mushrooms that are going to cook down. And then we are using the, oh, I got a little bit of sauce on it. We're using the lemon chicken orzo to make a lemon gnocchi. It does make a side dish. If you do want it as a full dinner, I do strongly suggest using 2 packs and literally doubling the recipe. The first time we did this as a side dish, we served it with salmon, and I was very happy that we did have something else with it because I wasn't sure how much it was going to be portion-wise, and it's definitely a side dish. So just please keep that in mind. Obviously, the actual lemon chicken orzo does feed a family, so you're good with that one. There we go. Perfect. And how are you doing? There we go. So these two right now are included in the 3 weeks of Easy Dinners collection, which comes with 15 meal solutions, meal packs, whatever you want to call them, including these two. And it's just to help you organize your weeknight dinners a little easier. So our family every week, we pick out a couple of meal solutions to kind of figure out 3 to 4 meals for our week. And then we can always change things up if we decide we want to go out one night or throw fajitas in instead, you know, that kind of thing. We can totally adjust things as needed, but at least it gives me an idea for our groceries. And it's really helped us cut down on food waste and overspending on groceries. And I know these things are going behind me. I'm not going to forget about them. But it's really helped us not overspend and not throw out food. Because what we do is we have the kids grab the meal solutions for the week and we look at what we normally purchase as far as groceries are concerned. Because if you think about what you normally get, hang on, 2 seconds. There we go. If you think about what you normally get from the grocery store, you've probably got chicken or ground beef. In our case, when they're on sale, we grab canned tomatoes, so crushed or diced, or both. We'll grab black beans when they're on sale. We grab taco kits when they're on sale. And so there's going to be things, you know, aside from normal produce and eggs and milk, there's always things on your normal grocery list that you try to grab. So what we do is we look at what we already have compared to what we will need so that we're only purchasing what we need. And when I say we look at what we need, what I mean is if our kids pick out 5 meal solutions and we have pretty much everything to make 4 of them, we'll keep the 5th for another time. We'll put that one back. That's starting to boil. And then we'll see what else we need to get for the rest. So sometimes, you know, if taco's picked out for the week, maybe we have everything except soft shells, which really are tortillas. You can use them for lunches. That's what, $2 to be able to make dinner for the family for that week, because we already have all the rest of the things. So for us, it really helps us stay on budget. Okay, we're going to turn that one up. And we're going to stir and turn this one down. So once the gnocchi starts boiling, which we were just at that point, I'm going to stir. I'm going to turn it down to simmer. Takes about 5 to 7 minutes to thicken up once it boils and you bring it down. But really, at this point, because you've cooked the gnocchi in the boiling water, you can test it first, absolutely. But your gnocchi is pretty much cooked. So now we're just trying to thicken the sauce. And so that's why we lower it down to a simmer. But yeah, so if you're looking to reduce your food waste, I strongly suggest looking into the meal solutions and the 15 weeks of easy dinners collection and things like that. Because if you sit down and look at what do I need to make dinner Monday through Friday, if you sit down and look, well, for these for tonight for us, as an example, I bought mushrooms because normally I just have like normal white or cremini mushrooms just for like veggie dips and random dishes I plan on throwing them in. So I totally bought mushrooms because I wanted a lot of mushrooms. Mushrooms are really good for you. They have a lot of vitamins. So definitely, I highly recommend mushrooms. So I totally picked up mushrooms. I had to pick up gnocchi. That was it. We had everything else we needed to make these dinners. Sour cream is normal for us because it's something that we use for veggie dips. And yeah, there was nothing else. There was nothing else we needed to pick up. So a thing of gnocchi, I think it was $3 or $4, and it's a side dish for the family. So it's like $1 a side dish. You cannot pay $1 a side dish at a restaurant, let me tell you. And everything else we already had, except for, like I said, fancy mushrooms. But you don't need to have fancy mushrooms. You can have normal mushrooms. I just went a little mushroom crazy. Alright, so both of these were brought to a boil. I've now got them both down to simmer and cook. So once they kind of thicken up with their sauces, what we're going to do is add, and again, I know I'm totally like crossing my cookware here, but it's for my family, so it doesn't matter. I'm not going to dirty like 6 different things to make dinner. I will use the same bowls, the same spatulas, the same knife. They'll survive. We don't have any allergies to worry about here. So once that's nice and thick, it's done. That's it. Took us a few minutes just because it takes a while for it to come to a boil, and then you just drop it to a simmer, but it's done. And this one, it's now going to simmer for a few minutes. The chicken was cooked before we took it out, so now it's all just coming together with the flavors. Once it looks like that one is done, we're going to add the sour cream into the pot and the Leon Perrins, or however you want to pronounce it. We good? Everything's good? We're good. All right. So yeah, that's it for me for tonight. These are literally just simmering, and I don't want to make you stay on here watching me watch them simmer. But I will post pictures. Have a great night, everybody. Definitely check out that 3 Weeks of Easy Dinners collection and or the Epic Box. It's really done wonders for our financial, our food budget, as well as our food waste, because now we're not walking the grocery store aisles, picking up all this stuff, and then tossing it out at the end of the week because we didn't eat it or we didn't know what to do with it, or it gets pushed to the back of the pantry and then it's 6 months past expiry by the time you clean that out with your spring and fall cleanings. So if you'd like any suggestions, definitely let me know. But check out my website, askcooks.ca, ASKCOOKS.ca, for more ideas as well. And I hope you have a great night. Bye for now.